third and goal.
Mitch Unrein is the fullback, defensive lineman.
Peyton still has the football. Can you believe it? Peyton Manning runs it in for the touchdown.
Wide open and afflicted.
Big tackle there. How about Tutupu's tackle though? On that third down play. Wow. Your whole season comes down to that.
Amazing.
All right, we are back here. New day, new week, new Football Thursday episode. That's right, I'm back here with another episode for all my 5 fans. Yeah, no, I don't got that huge Stephen A. Smith level audience yet, but let's just keep working for quality content and not entertainment factor. Well, still an entertainment factor because lots of people love real hard-hitting analysts from their favorite person, which happens to be me, for you 5 people out there. Enough with the jokes here, though. Let's go and talk about some college football rankings. And whoa. So here I am last week taking a look at the South Carolina-Florida game, which was on my games to watch. And then I see South Carolina pulls ahead, and I'm expecting Georgia to lose. And little behold, on this game across the channel that I totally ignored, Wisconsin decides to blow it versus Illinois. I mean, that is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely ridiculous. Totally had me off guard when I heard the news while watching the Florida-South Carolina game. I was like, what? I wasn't paying attention. It was just nuts. But, gonna take a look here at the rankings. You may notice something. And if you're noticing my number 15, I had to. There was no way in hell, if I had the opportunity to put Appalachian State in a top 15 rankings, that I wasn't going to do it. I don't care. The other teams have losses, they don't have losses, and I will roll with Appalachian State only because I only know them when I was a kid from that Michigan upset in 2007, not 2017. And then they upset North Carolina this year. Are you kidding me? App State, I will ride this bandwagon. I will ride the train. I will do it. I will put them in the rankings. You know why? Because let's go App State, baby. Let's go. That is my favorite team on this list just because, I mean, how often are you going to see App State ranked? How often are you going to see App State undefeated this far into college football season? And so might as well. I mean, yeah, sure, technically it'd make more sense to probably put Iowa or leave Michigan on there from a New Year's Six standpoint, but I'm going to ride App State, and they're going to go undefeated, and they're going to go play in a damn New Year's Six bowl. Let's go. I am totally riding that. But besides that, again, you can take a look. Again, I still don't move Clemson and Bama just because, hey, I don't have a team of people who get paid a decent amount of money to move rankings every damn second. So, might as well make my life a little easier. I mean, if I don't have to move you, I'm not going to move you. So, there we go. Clemson, Bama. And next, we got LSU. LSU Tigers. Joe Burrow is now the front runner for the Heisman candidate. So, that's one thing to take a look at. Their offense is outstanding. But speaking of outstanding offense, here's the number 1 play caller at number 4. It is Lincoln Riley, most sought after coach in all of college football. Back-to-back Heisman and first overall picks in the NFL draft. Talking about one wild ride that it is at Oklahoma. And then next we got the Ryan Day-led Ohio State Buckeyes. And number 6, the Penn State Nittany Lions. Nittany Lions are coming off a great win against Michigan Wolverines. Number 7, Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia Bulldogs have, after that South Carolina loss, have again, that's just it. Like, that was their most recent game, pretty much. I might have missed one but then there's the Florida that came off a South Carolina scare. Auburn still suffering the losses to Florida. Obviously, that's why Florida's ahead of them, because they lost to Florida. Number 10, back in the top 10, it is Oregon Ducks, my brother's alma mater. And I'm a huge fan of Justin Herbert, and also my high school, St. Mary's High School. They have a current D lineman, Popo, who did get a sack in a game recently. Again, he's a junior there now, so I'm gonna rep the Ducks. I have people I know who went to the University of Oregon, people on from my high school that go there. So yeah, I'm gonna be a Duck homer. I know, but hey, anything for the Ducks. And speaking of which, the Ducks probably have still have a shot to make it into the college football playoff. And here's the reason why. Florida and Georgia play each other, so one of them's going to get a second loss. That winner will probably be in the SEC championship game. That could be a second loss. Auburn here's got to play Bama and LSU. Definitely one of those is going to be a loss, so they can jump that. Ohio State and Penn State, there's that. There's Oklahoma will probably have a rematch versus Texas, and I think Texas can finally beat the demon that is this onside kid. They can finally recover one and march down the field. Because the problem isn't the kick. The problem is the recovery of that kick. Twice against LSU and Oklahoma, it's been that. And I feel like, well, Oklahoma's probably the safest bet just because they already beat Texas. But Ohio State still plays Michigan. It's in the big house. And so there's a chance there. Bama still plays Auburn and LSU. The only one that I think is super safe is Clemson. Because they don't play anybody in the ACC because the ACC is hot garbage. Like really hot, smelly garbage. Cat litter and dog poop. Like it's awful in the ACC, man. I can smell it from here. It's so bad. But the Oregon's got a shot here only because teams are going to beat up on themselves. Oregon's got a good shot here as long as, they just win out. Just win out. Doesn't have to be pretty. Don't have to do behind the back passes and through the legs and throw an interception. You don't have to do that. You just don't have to do that. So, on to games to watch. That is right, a new week, which means new games to watch, and we got ourselves another great week here, because here it is Wisconsin at Ohio State, it is Jonathan Taylor, it is the Ohio State University, and they are gonna go at it. Man, I really wish Wisconsin was undefeated still, but hey, App State got to get in somehow. And then next, the afternoon game, it is the Auburn Tigers visiting all the way in Baton Rouge to go up against the LSU Tigers. And then the night game, it is Notre Dame at Michigan. And I actually really like this game. It's probably teams that are relatively even. And I remember one time when it was a night game for Notre Dame at Michigan, it was the first year of Brady Hoke, and, Michigan won the Sugar Bowl that year, Denard Robinson. This game was amazing. Michigan scored like 3-4 fourth quarter touchdowns. It was, I believe it was 4 because they drove down in the third and got a touchdown like within a minute of like 30 seconds of the fourth quarter, got another one, got that onside kick. That was a crazy game under the lights in the big house, because usually the big house doesn't get a night game just because of East Coast or whatever, but yeah, it's going to be probably on under the lights again. Let's see if Khaki Pants Jim can keep the New Year's 6 bowl hopes alive. That's kind of the goal now, is to stay in a New Year's 6. You're probably not going to make the playoff, but same with Notre Dame here. You kind of want to make the goal here, but this helps App State more because Michigan already has 2 losses. If Notre Dame gets a second loss, App State, and I know I'm still going to be riding that train, folks. That's just who I am. But those are the games to watch. Again, morning, afternoon, evening. They really do a great job of spreading them out so, they get the most viewers possible for good games. That is always awesome. I love that. You don't have to get Red Zone or anything. But speaking of Red Zone, let's go move on to the D1 talent, where everyone here is the best in college. It is the NFL, it is the Shield, it is Goodell's Playground. And let's take a look here. As we look here, I'm doing pretty... yeah. So, Here we got AFC, Patriots up. Kansas City, number 2. Okay, fair. Ravens, Browns, yeah, I'm not doing so hot there. Colts, not doing so hot there. Bills, still not doing hot there. Texans, Charger, almost doing hot there. I would like to get 3 right in the AFC. I would like to get 3 right, but the world just doesn't want me to. NFC, yikes. Like, I'm just looking at everything that's wrong. The only things right are the Cowboys and the Vikings. The only thing right. Looks like I'm Nick wrong, not Nick right, but again, all these teams. Ravens, best rushing tech in the league. Patriots, best secondary in the league. Best turnover differential in the league. Kansas City, most explosive offense. The Colts, most consistent team. Bills, but probably the best or second best defense. Texans, an explosive team that's got something to work out. And then the Niners are the last undefeated team in the NFC. The Saints are somehow have an undefeated QB in Teddy Bridgewater. The Packers are a tip pass away from being undefeated. And Eagles fans still want to say that wasn't luck, but whatever. Eagles fans are the worst fan base in the world. At least the Cowboys, they're fun to make fun of. Like, how about them boys? Like, they're fun to make fun of. But Eagles, man, they get so salty about their team, man. I never seen it like anything before. And they'll be like, oh, you're still bad about the 2017 Super Bowl. That's whatever at this point. Tom Brady's the GOAT regardless of that Super Bowl. He was the GOAT after the Atlanta Super Bowl. That's why the GOAT edition game came out. He won an MVP. And then he still won another Super Bowl. Not my fault the Falcons and Eagles won a weak NFC those 2 years. Ooh. Burned. But next is the Seahawks. And yeah, they're rolling. Except that they lost last week, but they still remain the 5th seed in the NFC, doing pretty good for themselves. And the Vikings are doing pretty solid here. Sure, Marvin Jones tore up that secondary. I mean, man, if you started Marvin Jones last week in fantasy, you won. No, like, this dude had 4 touchdowns, dude. That is insane. If you had PPR on that, too, whew. Yeah, but without further ado, let's go kick into the most difficult part, the part that requires actual skill in predicting, and that is Pigskin Pick'em. As we look here, back to normal week again. 9 points was last week. Got 9 points again, normal for me. Probably still have to make up that 7 somehow still. Gonna need like a 10 week somewhere in there. But let's take a look. Got Kansas City Broncos. Had the Rams over the Falcons. Had the Bills over the Dolphins. Had the Jaguars over the Bengals. I had the Lions edging the Vikings out at home. I respect them. Marvin Jones did have 4 touchdowns, but Vikings just ended up putting up 42. I mean, most of the time you don't lose in this league if you put up 30, but hey, if you put up 42, you're definitely not going to lose. Speaking of 42, the North of themselves, Green Bay Packers put up 42 on the Raiders, and they totally won. They called that. This game was within a touchdown, Texans-Colts. I went with the Texans, and a lot of people did, but again, I thought this was closer than the pick'em percentage. Thought it was going to be closer. But it ended up going Indianapolis' way after the bye week. Gonna think about that into the future. Cardinals, I got them right. Niners, I called that. Chargers, Titans, fumbled at the goal line. 3 points. Bears, New Orleans Saints. I really thought you guys had it after the bye week. All that. Guess not. I'm so sick of. It's time to find a QB. Mariota, Cam Newton, somebody who's overworn his welcome in somewhere else. Give him a fresh new air. Give him a great defense, and I mean a great defense. Roquan Smith, Khalil Mack, Kyle Fuller. It's gonna be awesome. And then yeah, Baltimore Ravens, Seattle Seahawks. You're going to have that, and that was not a good loss for me. I picked the Seahawks. I rolled with them. They just could not stop Lamar Jackson at all day. Damn it, Pete Carroll. Cowboys, Eagles, yep, I went with the boys, and the boys did me a lot of favors. 54%. Those Eagles fans, man. Them Eagles fans, man. They're delusional. Telling you. That 46%, they're delusional. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Two of the bird teams this year, don't fall for them. The Falcons or Eagles. I've been victim. And in this one, Patriots, Jets, I predicted Patriots. I predict them to put up 35. They put up 33. I did expect the Jets to play better, but that's that. Let's go take a look at next week, week 8. Let's see if I can, make up those points. Goal is to be in the top 80 percentile. Like, I want to be in the top 20. So, Vikings, Thursday Night Football. That game is tonight if you're watching on Thursday. Falcons and Seahawks. Please pick the Seahawks. The Falcons traded Sanu, but the Falcons have done nothing defensively, and they're not going to stop the leading MVP candidate, Russell Wilson and Tyler Lockett. They're not. And next up, Bills-Eagles. Bills are home. They have a great defense. The Eagles don't have a great defense. They don't have a great offense. They're a tit pass away from being 2-5, so I'm going to make them 3-5. Bills. Bears, Chargers. The Chargers haven't figured out if they want to be a good team or a bad team. The Bears also haven't figured out if they want to be a good team or a bad team. It's in Soldier Field. Maybe too windy for the Chargers offense. Book the Bears, but that should be a lot closer in the percentage. And Bengals, Rams. Broncos, Colts. Broncos can't move the ball at all, and they traded Emmanuel Sanders. Boom. 2 booms. Lions, Giants. I'm going to roll with Marvin Jones and Matt Stafford. Even though Kerryon Johnson's out, Ty Johnson has done a fine job. Kenny Galladay's still good. The Lions are still a solid team, and they're definitely, I think, well coached from Matt Patricia. Just maybe one of the first Belichick guys to do solid without Belichick. Well, Josh McDaniels did actually do solid. He does have a playoff win against the Steelers. So we'll see if it lasts more than a year. That's the real test. That's the real question. Titans, Bucks. They seem to be throwing a lot better with Ryan Tannehill than Mariota. I don't know if it's a confidence thing with Mariota. He throws accurately. You look at his completion percentage. He throws accurately. Maybe they don't throw enough with him. I don't know what the deal was. Derrick Henry, again, great running back, solid running back in the NFL. Titans. I'm going to roll the Titans here. Tampa Bay Bucks have the second worst pass defense. Going to roll. Saints, Cardinals, and I would love to roll with the Cardinals, but David Johnson's injury has freaked me out. I have him on fantasy. I've just been scared out of my mind. It's just been awful for me. It's just been awful. And I'm going to roll New Orleans Saints, Jaguars, Jets. Jets did not look pretty. Jaguars, so far they've had a streak of lose 2, win 2, lose 2. They've won 1, so it looks like they're going to have to win this one if they want to keep that pattern alive. Next up, it is in Santa Clara. It is the Panthers and the Niners, the cream of the crop NFC matchup for your afternoon game, which is the only NFC matchup for the afternoon game. So, guess what we're watching? Niners, Panthers, and I'm going to roll with the undefeated team. And again, the Panthers also have a substitute quarterback who's undefeated, much like the Saints. So, kind of weird year. Next up, Patriots, Browns. Discipline, Patriots. Next up, Texans, Raiders. Texans. As much as I like Darren Waller, I'm not sure Carr is the man in Oakland. But next up, Chiefs, Packers. Packers are healthy going into this game. They actually know their running backs, while the Chiefs have to figure out between Darrell Williams, Damian Williams, Shady McCoy, and D'Amico Robinson, and Tyreek Hill, and Sammy Watkins, and Travis Kelce, and is Mahomes playing or not? I'm going to roll with Green Bay again. They're a weird tip passed away from being undefeated, and I feel like they're on fire. Aaron Rodgers is loving Matt LaFleur's play calls. Loving it. So, I'm going to go with the Packers here. Next up, it is tanking for Tua versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, I'm going to go 28-10, Pittsburgh Steelers. They ain't taking for Tua. Alright? And that's pretty much going to conclude this week's episode. This episode moved a lot faster than I planned, but hey, that's the way life works. So, 20-minute episode here, not as long as last week's, definitely. Good for me, but yeah, enjoy that. Hopefully my Pigskin Pick'ems may help you in some straight up bets with friends or Vegas or whatever. I mean, I've been fairly accurate, so not too bad of someone to listen to, advice-wise, but again, next time, see you. Can't wait to see the results after this as we get deeper and deeper into that NFL playoff race and closer into that college football championships. All right, see you next time. Signing out.